All right, welcome to the Town of Douglas Economic Development Commission meeting for Wednesday, April 3rd, 14th? 14th. It's 7:05. Let's start this meeting off with attendance by roll call.
Scott Duncan.
Roll call, Lucy here.
Luke McNeil here. So we do have a quorum, and right off the bat, Nick was going to join. He wasn't able to make it because of a family emergency. If he can later, he will.
Got a assigned absence then, right?
Correct.
Known absence, okay.
Correct.
Just want to get that on record.
Yep, he let us know, and hopefully everything's good with him. Before we go too far, I just wanted to, let's take a real quick vote on this, the Google Landglide renewal reimbursement form. This is something that we needed to buy last year, or this year, right, for?
It was last year, it was renewed this year.
Right, so what, you paid for this and the town's reimbursing you for it? Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
So it's $106.24 for the Google Landglide reimbursement, and here we have the receipt and all that jazz. And
Is that for only one user?
You'd have to pay $106 for every user. I got it last year to walk different properties. Carol and I put together 6 properties behind Granny Tech.
Yeah.
We were digging test holes. It's nice to know where you are property lines. The thing about Landglide is it takes our GIS map and all its data, puts it on a live screen. So as you're walking the property, you follow your dot. And if you want information on that property, you just click on it. So it's very time sensitive, location sensitive.
The GIS map actually does that too, just so you know.
We tried that before, and there's some areas where there's no reception, so the Landglide, we know all the contractors use it. That's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say. All the big contractors that do surveying stuff, they do use Landglide, so if I find a cheaper one, I'll get it.
Yeah. Not that it's that much money anyways. $106 for
Can I
a year.
make a motion that we approve that request?
you certainly can.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, so this is approved.
Because
We
we're
might have to take roll call.
Roll call.
called by
correct.
name. Carol, go ahead.
Okay, Joe Gagliardi, aye.
Scott Duncan, aye.
Luke McNeil, aye. So there we go, motion carries, correct?
Right.
So
Then we need 3 signatures.
then we need 3 signatures, and right now we only have 2. Sign that, sir.
Carol, if you happen to stop by the town office, it'll be in the EDC. pigeonhole.
Mailbox, yeah.
Okay, I think so that Luke can just sign it on his own, can he?
Not yet.
Not for that.
Not for that? Okay.
No, I guess you guys are taking a vote for Luke to sign for media.
For both WB Mason and Gatehouse, but
Gatehouse.
it's not for Google Landglide specifically, though we could make it that as well. I'm not sure how often we have to make that purchase. All right, so cool. So this is as taken care of as we can take care of it right now, right? Awesome. Next, now we have Corey. Since you're here, sir, would you
All
like
right.
to address
Yeah,
it?
so I'm here to talk about the property, the Old Douglas Flower Shop, 73 Manchog Street. I'd like to have the table modified in a way that would no longer restrict restaurants from opening at that location. That's the goal. The goal is to open a small restaurant that would be an order-up window style service. Small menu, 10 items or so. It has a nice outdoor area there, could produce a nice patio. The place has been, deserted or rarely used, hardly used, for 15 years now or so. I think putting something there would clean it up considerably, make it look nice, and frankly, I've lived in town for 35 years or so, so it's, we could use a place to go outside and have a sandwich and a drink and relax, I think. So
The obstacle we're against is that area along Manchart Road, if you look at the zoning map, is zoned village residential. And it's 200 feet deep for about 6 property owners in length. It would be tough for the EDC to recommend a zoning change to village business or one of the zones where restaurants are allowed. Right now, restaurants are not allowed. It's got a big N in the usage tables for village residential. To rezone that area would be probably fitting the definition of spot rezoning, which is not allowed. We'd have to rezone a pretty large area, and it just doesn't make sense. The easy way is to go to the use tables and change that N to a special permit by the planning board or the zoning board, whichever you guys recommend, and just make a recommendation to send it to the planning board so they can act on it.
So what's the exact verbiage of that recommendation? We would recommend to the planning board or the zoning board? Which one?
Carol,
Is
what do you think?
appropriate.
That's under the jurisdiction of planning or zoning?
I think it'd be planning.
Planning board?
That's where they seem to want it. You know, that way they check off the traffic and parking, and so it seems like most of this stuff is going to the planning board.
Yeah,
Uh,
and we do the one-stop shopping as well
Right.
with the permits.
And we would want,
The only problem is you're not going to be able to get it rezoned until the fall town meeting. It's too late, I think, to get something on this town meeting.
It is too late. It
Yeah.
would be the special meeting in September.
Right.
does a change to the usage tables also require a town meeting, the same way a zoning change does? Yeah?
We did that already with a couple of, remember we did manufacturing?
That was zoning, though. We changed.
No
Oh, yeah.
manufacturing outside a building.
Yeah.
That was the usage table change.
And when is that special town meeting?
Sometime in September, I don't know the exact date.
If you go to Uxbridge, you'll notice that, like, the Ux Locale is up on Williams Hill up there. You know, that's in a residential zone. Uxbridge allows a lot more things in their zones than we do, and I think we need to loosen up what we allow as well, so that we can, you know, get some of the services people need.
Might anybody know the original reasoning for not putting that in the use table to begin with? Was there opposition to that, or?
Reasoning for the zoning.
Yeah.
When the zoning was put in, it was not done by professionals, okay? It was just people who happened to be on the planning board and came up with an idea and just kind of drew something on paper. At that time, they didn't even know where the lot lines were, so, you know, they could have followed lot lines to make this a little bit better on zoning. So our zoning is somewhat haphazardous. We did do a recodification a few years ago, but, you know, things have changed, and we didn't really change the zoning lines too much. So, you know, I think it's time to really look at the zoning and to do some things, and I think that this is one of the, it sounds like a pretty good thing to do.
Yep, just chip away at it.
Right.
So do you think the best course of action, should the EDC decide to make that recommendation, would we write a letter to the planning board?
Like we did
Yeah, I
before.
think maybe we should, and say that we recommend this change. Maybe we ought to look over, while we're at it, we ought to look over some of the other things too, and see where we may want to recommend some changes, and send it on to the planning board. They need to have some public hearings and everything on it. So even though, you know, it's only May, and we're looking at September, I don't think it's too early to start like within the next month. That's maybe what we should look into the next, for our next EDC meeting, come up with some ideas of other changes that we may want in the zone.
Right.
It would help us attract some business.
Okay.
And that way it'd be one advertising instead of a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So do we have a motion to make this recommendation to the planning board?
I'll make the motion to make the recommendation to the planning board that restaurants be allowed by special permit in VR. I wouldn't have any problem with having it by special permit in all zones, quite frankly. There's a place down in Connecticut where they have these wineries and they have restaurants, and I'm sure they must be in a residential zone because been there 3 times and I still can't find it without a GPS. So, and it's a, it's a restaurant that basically, well, this is, before COVID hit, was a month in advance to get a reservation in the place, and you can't find it without a GPS.
So we would do it in RC1, RC2, RA.
I would try that. I don't know if there would be pushback on it. Sometimes that's the other thing you have to watch for. Is there going to be pushback on it? I think it might be able to be amended on the town floor if they wanted to. I'm not sure about that. We'd have to ask the town council.
Well, that is true. It can be amended for less, but not more.
Obviously it's going on in Uxbridge. They seem to be doing pretty well with it. That Uxbridge Cal is doing a nice business. It must be a pretty nice business up there. They must be paying some nice taxes on those buildings.
Well, do you want to look at maybe putting changing the N to a Y to allowed and not special permit, or keep it special permit?
I'd like to see why, quite frankly, but would people be so afraid that maybe McDonald's is going to go next to the gazebo,
Yeah.
I love that.
It's something we might have to look at.
Well, the next item in the
Special permit
usage,
is probably the best way.
the next
And then I
item
think
in the usage
I'll follow
table.
up with maybe some type of historical overlay up there around the gazebo and the cemetery and an old congregational church and stuff. So that things like this could not go there. I don't think we want to see, any, a lot of traffic or honking or anything up here.
What are you saying, Bob?
But I would say just at this point, I would say let's recommend it,
Nice.
let's recommend it by special permit.
I second that.
In what zones?
I'd say let's go with all of them.
All zones, right
Yeah,
across?
let's face it, nobody's gonna go out on Southeast Main Street and put up a McDonald's. Because there's no traffic there,
Well, the next item, Carol, is fast food. This would just be so there is 2 line items. One is restaurants, one is fast food.
And this is still special permit, right? So we can always, planning board can always say no.
Yeah. Now, this man that wants to do over there at the old greenhouse, what would his restaurant be considered?
What was that?
What again, Carol?
The one that's over where the greenhouse is, where he wants to over on Manchog Road, what would his restaurant be considered? Would he consider fast food? I mean, would he
No.
have like an ice cream stand or something?
No, it would be a order up window service, sort of like a Pirate's Cove, I would imagine, like that.
That could be considered fast food.
Well, then less, it would be an open up window, but we would have seating inside, indoor seating. It would be a small menu, it would be sandwich, maybe, it won't be large meals. We were thinking like you order a sandwich and a basket of fries or something, but it's
Right.
not,
I guess what I'm saying is, we don't want to zone you out by saying we couldn't do fast food.
Right.
What's the criteria for fast food? Does anybody know what the criteria is for that?
Do we know? I don't, but does anybody know where we might find
I
that?
don't either.
Where would that criteria be, the definition of fast food? Do we have to find it from an adjacent town?
I think that's a kind of a, subjective. What is fast food?
yeah. I mean,
I can try and find out a little bit more.
I'm
about
thinking
what is
more
fast
farm to
food.
table, which I don't think would be, I mean, I don't think it would be classified as fast food in terms of, you know, like a McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, that type of, but I'm not positive, I'm not 100% on
Yeah,
that.
right, that's what I'm saying, I don't know either. Then we don't wanna squeeze it to the point where you couldn't do it.
Right, right.
Well, I could look at other towns and see what they consider if they have a definition of fast food. Like, we think of fast food as McDonald's, Burger King.
Right.
We think of a restaurant like Friendly's.
Yeah.
Grill on Main.
Yeah, and I think our model is more of a Ux Locale type of, you know, indoor, outdoor.
Right.
They don't, I mean, they have a small beer menu and, you know, that would be about it.
But I guess what I'm saying is we have to know what they are, because we go before the meeting, at the town meeting in November, these are questions that'll come up, and if we don't have definite answers, that's when these things get shut down.
Right, and the other thing we could do is like when we introduced gas station into the use tables, we defined gas station. So there was no question on what's a gas station.
Do I remember right that we had to find the definition of a car wash? Didn't we
Car
have
wash
to?
as well.
Didn't we have to dig for that definition? Where did we finally find
Found
it?
that in Sturbridge.
So we got it from another town.
Got it from another town, so we'd have to do some research, see if we can come up with a definition of restaurant, come up with a definition of fast food, so when this question comes up on the floor, we have the answer. But if you have the definition, and it's not a table, we put in a definition,
Yeah.
problem solved.
So do we need to do that before we make the recommendation to the planning board? Figure out
Find the definition.
what the definition is?
Well, we definitely made the motion to do the change, the uses table change, and we've got a couple of months to
Right.
get other zones, what other changes we want, so we can add definitions. So
Okay.
let's do our homework for the next meeting.
Okay.
Right, define it, right.
Sounds good to me. Is there any other reason anybody could think that this wouldn't be a good idea?
It's
Seems
a great idea.
obvious to me. It seems great.
It's on the way out of town, nothing over there.
Yeah.
Worked perfect.
Anything the planning board might think of? Any
It's got a
Well,
nice
they would get
parking lot.
into different issues.
aquifers or wetlands or anything like that to contend with over there?
That comes in that's always there.
Okay.
So I don't think we have to worry about that. That's something, if it's there, well, then it's there, and some of those things, I don't think for this, we have to worry about that. That's taken up in different areas of the zoning, and planning board and everything else,
Right.
conservation.
And we have an existing building to look at.
Yep.
It's not you're proposing a new building.
Right, right.
Would you use that existing building?
We would try. We've gone around and
Wow.
looked at it, and I think with some work, you could renovate that, and we've sort of modeled any models we've created have been using those dimensions in that building as it stands.
Cool.
The building in good shape.
Needs some work.
Needs work.
Needs some work, but not, I mean, it's, structure's there. The left side of the building is in good shape, the right side needs a new roof and some cosmetic. I mean, you've driven by, right? It's, so it's been sitting for 15 years
Yeah.
with very little.
With no maintenance.
Right, so it's, you know, it's in need of some care, but.
But it's standing.
Right.
Still there.
right.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like we have a plan of action, course forward. Does anybody have anything else to say on this?
Hopefully it works
Did you
out.
make a motion on this? I don't remember.
We did, yeah.
Okay.
To do the motion was special permit all zones for
The-
Okay,
restaurant.
did we vote on it?
Yep. Carol motioned restaurants to be allowed by special permits in all zones. Scott seconded, and then the roll call was favorable.
We did a roll call.
Yes, we did. Excellent. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you
You're
very
Welcome
much.
to hang out with us.
Thank you. Thanks, Bob.
Definitely keep
Well,
in
that works.
touch.
Yep,
I'll come around the table. Thank you, Carol.
very good to meet you. I hope it works.
Good to meet you.
I'm excited about it.
All right, man, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I'll eat there all the time.
But it's just down the street from us,
Yeah, it's perfect.
and there's nothing in that area.
No.
It'll be a
Thanks, Corey.
Thank you very much, sir.
it's a sweet little area.
Yeah.
Quaint.
Okay, next we have some people out in the hallway. Do we want to bring them in, or are they
They've been poking around the corner. so
checking it out?
Waiting their turn.
Checking out the scene? There they are. Hi.
He's just finishing up a call, he'll be ready.
Okay.
Excellent.
Can't stop making money.
We have, just grab 3 seats.
Yep.
Welcome to the EDC meeting, gentlemen.
Hi, guys, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Oh, yeah. So you gentlemen are from Yatco? Is that how you pronounce it? Yatco? And Scott, you know these guys? You brought them in?
Yeah, I asked for them to come in. Hopefully we can find them a spot.
Cool. Do you want to give us an introduction, or?
Sure.
let us know
My
what's
name
going on.
is Tarek. I'm the owner of the company. And I mean, I've been in the petroleum business for 28 years. We own a bunch of locations, and we also a distributor as well. We supply fuel out there. So, I mean, we basically based out of Worcester. That's our, main, that's where we started in our business. And, we start growing into different towns. So we have a site in Charlton. We have one in Whitinsville, and we actually have one in Oxbridge that we hopefully, maybe by this year, we should start construction. We put in a kind of a station out there. I don't know if you know where it is. It's right off,
It's on 6, I think it's on 16, right?
It's
Correct. The new exit
It's on
6, right off the
16.
Yeah.
exit.
Oh,
The
beautiful.
old exit 3.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm still getting used to that.
yeah, so
It's not on the Campanelli Park side, it's on the other side.
it's on the, so when you get off exit 3, if you take a right, then that's the Campanelli project. So you take a left.
Take a left, go under 140.
Correct.
Under 140 is on the
And
right.
It's on the
Okay,
right-hand
so
side.
it's across
Across from
Serendipity.
Serendipity Hall.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly, it's right across. I think Amazon is coming there,
Yeah,
right
they got,
across the street.
Yep, Amazon, that's what I heard.
yeah,
Yeah,
they get permitted for a big 500,000 square foot warehouse there.
yeah.
We'll be right across the street from that.
Not bad.
So,
Amazon needs fuel, right?
They all do.
So,
Run off pixie dust.
so what can we do to help?
Well, we're looking to see what can be done in town, if, we had, you guys, I mean, if you guys are looking to do something with a gas station in town here, we're looking for, site to, I think I put in a call to somebody that has a site for sale in town, so waiting to hear back from them.
So you've already looked at sites? Do you have a place in mind?
I showed them all the information for the 4 corners,
Yep,
the vacant lot.
yep.
Yep.
So,
On Gilboa
On
and
Gilboa.
north, right?
Or North
Yep,
Street.
awesome.
So I left that guy 3 messages, and I haven't heard from him yet. So I think they have an office in Worcester, it's a law office,
I believe so.
right?
Is that
But I
Heaney?
don't have his personal, I mean, I don't know how to get hold of him. They can call you back.
Who, do you know who it is? Can you say his
He's trying to
name?
get a hold of.
the person that owns the 4 corners, the open field,
Is that Heaney?
I can tell him how to get a hold of one of the owners. The one it said, the one right on the corner of Gilboa and North?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can give him, I don't want to do it on open thing
Okay.
here, but I can give him a name of one of the owners.
excellent.
Okay,
Just leave us your contact information,
okay.
phone number.
I'm just
I left my
noting it
card
down.
in the car.
I have one if you want me to give them one, they
Sure.
can just let me know.
Sure.
and I'll
That is-
let you know.
Well, I kind of told you guys a little bit about myself, and, Dennis can explain a little bit about what he does, and Hassan actually works for the company as well. Hassan is our...
Thank you.
Hassan is our GM. I mean, he's been with me for probably over 20 years, been working for the company. And he basically handled a bunch of things for all the stations, and run them and make sure everything is going correctly. And I'll leave Dennis to introduce himself.
I'm Dennis Darvo. I own D Square Consulting, construction consultant. I've known Tarek here for going on, I don't know, 15 years now.
Yeah.
I specialize in gas station convenience stores. I've been building them for the past almost 20 years. I do a lot of other construction consulting, but he hires me all the time to help with his sites, locate them, permit them, build them, that kind of thing. So we've got quite a few projects in the works now, but I help him do that kind of stuff. That's why I'm here tonight, to see how I can help him in the future.
Excellent. So we're still at a position where we need to find a piece of land, right?
Find a home.
Find a home.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if we can contact this guy and the place is suitable for a project in town, then, we can
Are you going for gas, diesel, both?
both.
Are
Yeah.
you
Gas,
going after
diesel.
vehicle passenger traffic or truck traffic?
Both.
Both. I assume the one in Uxbridge on exit 3, I'm still over.
Yeah, that's gonna be kind of more of a truck.
A truck stop.
Isn't there already a pump up there?
I won't really say
They
it's
say a truck stop, but it's going to be geared towards
yes,
diesel.
yes. I mean, it's gonna be gas, diesel, Dunkin' Donut in there, drive-through Dunkin' Donuts. But it's basically when, and I know what you meant about that, but when you say like a truck stop, you mean you're gonna have a building where truckers come in, they park their trucks, they sleep there.
Right.
No, we're not gonna
I
have
don't
that.
mean that.
No. I
There was
don't want
a,
that.
there was a whole debate on that, so we can't use that term.
Yeah, because
it doesn't
when
apply.
we started permitting the site in Oxbridge, that was a nightmare. Because the moment we just said truck stop, it was a
Yeah.
whole different argument. And, but we kind of made them understood that it was just a regular gas station and,
You think of truck stop, you think of Sturbridge.
yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Overnight parking,
exactly.
just rows after rows of truck.
Yeah.
Does Douglas allow drive-throughs?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep, we do have one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are well involved with the guy that owns the Dunkin' in Douglas. Actually, he's a friend of mine, so I was talking to him the other day. So he's really willing to actually come in, into a project if we do something in town. And
How would that work? As a partnership, or he would help consult with you, or?
no, it would just be a rent. And, that's
Store
how
with them.
Yep.
Store within a store.
Yep, exactly.
With the liquor license and everything too? Well, he's got the license, right?
So there, you guys have any liquor license in town?
We do, yeah.
Is there any available?
Well, that's the question. I don't know if there's any available.
I don't know either. I was just curious if that's what you were going for. Like, that's what he's got there. All the
You
beer and
guys
wine in the town
separate
is
beer
there.
and wine versus liquor. Some towns just do, beer and wines are readily available, but liquor isn't. Those are the ones that are hard to get.
We do.
There's hard liquor and there's beer and wine.
Yeah, we just normally do beer and wine, nothing hard liquor. It's always just been beer and wine for the most part. Convenient stuff, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Quick, coming home from work type of stuff,
Is there anything else that we can help you with outside finding a piece of land? Do you need to make any contacts at town hall or anything like that?
Not yet, maybe in the future,
In the
if we find
future.
something we're interested in.
How many stations you got in Douglas?
Gas stations? I think just two.
Just two right now.
Uh,
Family Fuels up by the Highway Department Fire Station and
Yeah, I know the-
Sitco, yeah, because the Shell is in Uxbridge.
Uxbridge.
Correct, okay. Yep,
And Shell is expanding. They've got plans to double the space. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah.
you get the lot next door, right?
Yeah, that vacant lot.
Yeah. Yep.
What are you looking for square footage, for footprint for pumps and building?
Well, we like a minimum of an acre and a half.
Acre and a half?
Yeah, minimum, generally to make it, to make it work correctly with the, flow of traffic on site, that kind of thing. We really like to lay that out so it flows well, not congested and bottlenecked.
Because I'm working with warehouse people, building a large warehouse. And I don't know if they would have an acre and a half available. But you would build, I'm thinking more or less inside their property, shut off the public, but you would get all the truck traffic. And we're looking at a lot of truck traffic.
Is that of interest to you?
Yeah, we'd
Yeah.
have to look at and do the math on it, you know, it's, you know,
So you
truck
guys
traffic
have
alone
something
is not,
coming in town?
What's that?
You have like a truck business coming in town?
Yeah.
Not Amazon,
We don't know. Until they build it, you don't know who the end user is.
really? And when is that starting?
Bo just had a meeting today, and we're looking probably late fall.
Wow, to start.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Sooner the better.
So that lot with you, that the lady's gonna get us, is it that fall intersection? How close will it be to this project?
The project is going in where the mill is. The-
Remember where I showed you where the bridge was?
Yes.
the mill, is that the one across from the pond or the
Yeah,
river?
yeah.
On 16, on the
Yeah,
right
it's in
side, you
that
come off the
area where
highway?
the
Okay.
Big warehouse will be. And then the second warehouse is already, they should be starting construction here within a month on the other side of 146. Same road, the other side of 146.
Is that where the lot's for sale, where it says for sale,
Yeah,
right there in that corner?
It's pretty much in the planning stages.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about car wash? You have car wash in town?
Yeah, it was,
We tried getting a car wash on Gilboa Street, and there was one property, we worked with the same property owner you're trying to contact, and that was no. Then we tried where the road bends,
Yeah.
that property owner wanted high price for a 1-acre lot. And it has electrical easement going right through the middle of it.
Wow.
You couldn't put a building under the easement, but you can put parking on the easement.
Can you put fuel pumps on the
Car
easement?
wash there.
Now, the lot, the four corner, the intersection you're talking about, does it have water, sewer, or any
Yes.
utilities?
And is that far from this project that's coming in town?
quarter of a mile.
Quarter of a mile maybe. Well, actually, from the mill to, I just distance it, I think it's 5,000 feet from the intersection to the mill.
Yeah, it's not far.
Or was it
Not far.
from the Uxbridge line, because I just did the distance for natural gas. So it's about 5,000 feet from the top Uxbridge line to the four corners. What's a mile? 5,280?
You're the
Yeah.
pilot.
Thereabouts.
Just a tad under a mile.
Yeah.
He's asking me the hard math questions now. Is that too much gas stations in a small area for you guys, or is there enough gas to go around, you think? Since there's already 2 in town, one more large one?
You know, it depends on the offering for the other ones. Yeah, I noticed Citgo only has 2 dispensers out
Yeah.
front. It's a very small store.
Yep.
You know, today it's all about convenience and one-stop shopping. You know, parking's always an issue. If you don't have in-front parking, the site's pretty dead. You know, there's a lot of factors that go in. I've argued this in front of planning boards and zoning boards for the past 20 years. You know, some get it, some don't. You know, what I always say is, you could have somebody on their way to the gym to exercise, but if there's no spot out front, they're not stopping.
Yeah.
You know, but you're going to exercise, but you can't walk an extra 75 feet because you have to park off to the side. You know, and that's the truth. That's how people think, right? It's all about convenience.
So convenience is in and out.
Exactly. Exactly. They want to run in, get their Gatorade and out the door. You know what I mean? That's,
Right. And even pumping gas, they'll pump, go in and pay, grab
Yep.
something to
Exactly.
take with them.
exactly.
But no one else is pumping because their vehicle's still at the pump.
Right.
So you
Exactly.
need more than 2 pumps.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Especially like, you know, I saw the way the Citgo's lined up. When you have those parallel pumps like that, and just a drive aisle between you and the store, it gets very congested. You get one car that's parked wrong,
Yep.
all your pumps are dead. You can't sell gas because they're stopped and they block it, so there's a lot that goes into a design of a gas station, believe it or not.
I do believe it.
The way everything's positioned, a gas station is the most complicated thing you're going to build, between the fuel in the ground, all the technology today, all the compliance you need for security, you know what I mean? It's a very compact, very high-tech piece of land when you're done. It is incredible. There's more usually in the ground, there's more money spent in the ground than above ground in a gas station. So,
You did the Gulf Station in Nottsburg, right?
Yes.
That new one across from the
Yes.
big mill?
Yeah, we did that project. That was a tough one because it had a lot of ash, in that land, a lot of, we had
What, did it burn?
Yeah, we had to use a lot of mesh because if you don't, that building will collapse at some point.
Yeah.
So we really had to do a lot of environmental work there, trying to build it the right way. So there was a lot of cost to it, a lot of cost, but it came out really, really nice station in town.
Good. It's 3 rows of pumps, I think, or 2?
No, 4.
4.
No, two.
2
2 rows,
Two four
but
side.
2 pumps each row.
Right.
Yes, so it's 4 MPDs.
Yeah.
What did you call it,
That's a good
MPD?
Yeah, MPD, multi-product dispenser.
So it's a good, Dunkin' there, people loved it. There was nothing that's really, easy access to get coffee,
Yeah.
except that's the only location that came into town. It came out nice.
And you got Lovey's Flowers right next door. Beautiful.
So,
One-stop shop.
Yep,
it is.
yep.
So the process, if we find something in town, want to get something done, so the process with you guys, how does it flow? Like it goes through planning board with you guys first and?
Something like your proposal, we'd have a tech review, pre-application tech review meeting.
Okay.
And who's in that meeting? Is that town administrator?
Town
Selectmen?
administrator, myself, police chief, fire chief, highway department, most of your department heads, town planner, which we don't have that position filled yet, town engineer, that position's not filled. And we just kind of make recommendations. It's a pre-application meeting.
And if they say approve it, then we'll move forward.
Right, and then we try to answer some of the questions before the planning board. Saves you a headache. So
Yeah.
you don't get to the planning board, it's a surprise to them.
Exactly.
And you get the learning curve out of the way.
Yeah.
I really like those meetings because everybody gets to voice their opinion and
Exactly.
what the obstacles are going to be, so you can work around them and try to overcome them before you actually get in front of the public.
Like at one
hearing.
meeting, the highway superintendent brought up sight distance because it was too close to a curve.
Yep.
Nobody thought of that.
Yep.
So that saved you of bringing in high-priced attorneys to a planning board meeting to say, no, we don't even want to look, it's too premature.
Yep,
So we can give you the advice.
yep.
Do you have other projects currently going in other towns as well?
Right now, the only one we have going is just
Orange.
Orange. So we have a site getting built right now. Started about a month ago.
Cool.
So we have that project. We just actually moved into East Providence. We took a site out there. We actually taken a site in Connecticut. We're moving into Chaplin, Connecticut.
It's fast. It's fast growth.
Yeah, we slowly.
Slowly.
Not fast enough for us.
Slowly.
So we want to see if we can, I know if we get into Oxbridge, which we hopefully will, cross the fingers. And, the project got approved in Oxbridge. I don't know if you know that.
It did get approved.
Yes.
Yeah, you must know that, but just the abutters, Taffy Lane condominiums, and, they just, we went through a very lengthy project for approval, their lawyers, our lawyers, the town, and we brought in traffic engineers, to do their study and prove to them that this is not gonna be any danger on the road if a gas station comes there. And the study was done and it was given to them. And so we did our due diligence and everything we need to do to prove to the town and to the public that, this is not hazardous. I mean, the way gas stations are built today, like how Dennis just said, they're not like what they used to get built 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Kind of figured it out by now, right?
A gas station cannot just explode. It's impossible. Unless you take the pump and just spray full of fuel outside and light a match, yes, it's gonna blow, but it can't just blow by itself. There's all proof and so it got approved.
Ceiling extinguishers.
Oh, yeah, everywhere. So it got approved and then they give you a 20 days period, if somebody doesn't think it's still not to be done and, then they filed something on us. So we've been,
Yeah, the neighbors
very back
appealed
and
it.
forth.
They appealed the zoning decision and the planning board decision. So they're not only going after us, they're going after the town as well, so. The neighbors.
The neighbors.
yeah,
Condo association.
they're like going after the planning board and it's just insane. So,
You see, the whole idea is to keep you out of residential areas.
Yeah.
It's zone business commercial. We didn't ask for a zone
That
change, it was already
is-
zoned for it.
That's commercial.
Commercial.
Yep. Yep, the
So
lot
what
was already
We
zoned
have
for it.
industrial on the other side. The south side of
Yeah.
Gilboa, we just rezoned that to all, except for the two houses. We zoned that industrial. But the north side where you live, from the mill to the corner is, I believe, a 200-foot swath of commercial.
No, all the way down to the sign. Is that what you're saying? From my property.
From the mill,
From the mill, it's all industrial, pretty wide, and then it swaps to commercial all the way down.
right. Commercial all the way to the intersection.
Yep.
And then on the other side is all village, we just went through that village residential, I think, VR.
Yeah.
So we asked them for a lot of stuff to come back to prove that what they are saying is right, and they could not do it. Just a waste of time.
Yeah.
So hopefully we have something going on right now. Hopefully we can resolve that and, try to,
I'd love to see something on that piece we tried pushing for the car wash.
Which one?
And she never got back to me.
The one down by Davis Street?
No,
Monroe?
on Gilboa Street.
On the other
I don't
side.
think it's big enough though for what they're looking for, is it?
It might not be, that's the one with the easement going through it.
All right.
But there is a piece in the back that you could attach to it.
Is it in the floodplain?
I believe it's in the floodplain and but that's the one that has the structure, the non-structural fill. I'll just leave it at that. But you mentioned ash in the place in Uxbridge. This has got ash in it, ash and bricks and glass and non-structural fill.
Non-structural
Does
fill.
that site have sewer?
Yes, the entire Gilboa Street is sewer.
Oh, that's good.
Sewer and water.
And
That's a big plus.
three-phase electric too
Yep.
on the street.
That's a big plus.
Not power.
power.
That is,
So we will,
somewhere along Gilboa is a good location.
so anything on that road will be a good location?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can take a look at it.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we just have to find a spot and then, do something in town.
And you need an acre and a half.
I think that's the number, right?
Yeah, acre and a half minimum, 2 acres is preferable.
So
Yeah.
my question is, there's no car wash in town? Zero?
No. Zilch.
Wow.
She's gonna go for 2 acres.
There's talk about a car wash going into Uxbridge, and there's a little car wash right at the end, right where Webster starts, right at the town line, at that gas station there. That's it.
Yeah.
Uxbridge. project. You know, Louis looking to sell his house
Yeah,
next door.
yeah.
Is that zone commercial as well, or that's residential?
I think it's commercial.
Really? That would be a good spot to buy and build a 2 big houses there.
Yeah. Good luck with those neighbors. No, there's
They
a
don't
lot
want
that,
anything in town. They don't want
No.
anything in town.
there's a lot that goes into choosing a gas station convenience store site. You know, it has to be on the correct side of the road, you know, for morning traffic. It has, you know, there's a lot that goes into it because that drives the sales, you know?
Yep.
It's very expensive to build a site, and you need the return on the money, otherwise, you know, that's why you don't have as many stations going in as there used to be, because those little 2-pump stations just don't work anymore, you know? So you really gotta factor in a lot of things to get a profitable site, you know, something to, you know, the least you wanna do is break even,
Right.
you know?
Well, a lot of the old stations were designed where an attendant would come out and pump your gas. You never get out of your vehicle.
That's right.
Now the dynamics have changed, it's all self-service.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Bob, is there any way we can get the, a copy of the traffic study on Gilboa Street?
Oh,
Is that what Nick
glad
has
you
sent
reminded me, I'm
us?
supposed to get that from Ian. I haven't seen Ian since we talked
Yeah, no,
last
it's-
time.
Yeah, because if it was part of the warehouse approval, then it's public record, so we should be able to get a copy of it.
Here's some information about, I don't know if this is the traffic data you're looking for, but Nick had pulled something up. Is that what you need?
There's nothing,
I know Blackstone Logistics did a traffic study just downstream of the Shell station.
yeah.
Is that the one you want?
Yeah, whatever is the closest on Gilboa Street, whatever we can get.
I know they did one on Gilboa.
If it was
Yeah,
done
right.
properly, it should be at least a half-inch thick.
Right.
A whole lot of nothing in there, but a half-inch thick.
Yeah, it was the one that went across from the Shell, right across. Is that the one that they did?
I think it was, and it had the peaks, it had every hour on a horizontal scale, and then the number of vehicles. You could see the peak from 7 to 9,
Yeah.
4 to 6.
North, south, east, west, they track all that stuff.
They track speed limits too.
Yep.
So you guys have something, you guys need something in town?
Yeah, I know there was something done for the other warehouse, not ours.
Oh, okay.
Well, I believe we own that machine that does the counts, that you just leave out there and it counts how many cars go by and how fast they went. Cops have that. That was what Nick found out this month. So you just park that out somewhere and,
Oh, you're
Do
talking
it.
about the radar.
yeah.
No, we're talking about the strip that goes across the road.
Does it matter? They both count the cars that go by, right?
Yeah.
Usually those radars do one side at a time though,
Oh.
because you always face the sign, you know, on where you're going this fast.
Yeah,
It doesn't
put
take
the-
into
Put
consideration
the
the other
stuff on
side.
the ground, that reads
Yeah.
everything.
360 cameras are cheap now, come on.
Yeah, if you guys come across anything, my email address is on that card, so if you send it over, we can start studying that stuff.
I sent this card to Carol so that she can get you the contact information.
Perfect.
Did you get that, Carol? I just emailed it to you.
Or you emailed it, oh, okay, well, I don't know how to get on email. Well,
Okay, don't worry about it.
You're like me.
Not trying to make it complicated.
Look at it after.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Carol.
All right, great. Is there anything else that
That's it.
that you'd like to say?
Thank you so much for having us coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Meet
coming.
guys, and, you know, if there's anything we can find and you guys can suggest to us, that would be good.
Now, just down the road from your Oxbridge one coming towards Douglas,
Yeah,
would you be interested in any of that area?
On the same 16?
On the same 16, it'd probably be within a mile of the one you're putting in.
so if you get off the highway,
Yeah, probably
instead
not.
of
Probably
taking,
not.
No, we just cannibalize ourselves.
so instead of taking a left, you take a right.
Take a right.
Yeah.
So how far? Mile?
I don't even think it'd be a mile,
Yeah, no, you'd be cannibalizing yourself,
yeah.
so.
It would be where Granutech is, that area.
Yep,
Solar Wolf was there.
Yep.
They pulled out.
yep.
I just saw them building a new building. Looks nice,
Yeah,
their new
Auburn.
building, yeah. Good for them.
They going into the old Ethan Allen building?
You got it.
So if we get the number for the guy, we can talk to that guy.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
we can come and take a look at it.
Yeah.
Someday this week.
Yep.
And then, if it looks good, we can talk to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
But thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Good luck.
Hope we can find something for you.
Yeah, no problem. Really appreciate it. We'll see you guys.
I'll see you. Thanks for your done.
Be safe, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You as well.
I don't know what to do with myself. This is such a productive meeting.
You know,
Like, so much going on.
see what Nick's missing?
Nick, you're missing it all for the replay. Come on, man. All right, what else do we have here on our agenda? There's a couple more things, but we might actually want to wait for Nick for them. So, ongoing business, discuss recruitment for the open seat. I put out a post, somebody saying, hey, we got an open seat, but it's not really much viewership on that. It only got shown to like 16, 20 people or something silly. So
It's on the town website.
it's on the town Facebook page.
I mean, the town website, they usually post openings there.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's on there. And it'll be mentioned at the town meeting, May 3rd. It's the first thing the moderator does, standard procedure. We have openings on the various committees. There are openings on Finance Committee, Carol?
I think there is.
Yeah, I think there is.
I tried to join finance once, and Keith told me, no, I can't. Because he's a big jerk.
I
Otherwise,
think he only has one, he doesn't get to appoint everybody, I don't think. I'm not
that's
sure.
all right. He was absolutely right not to put me on the finance committee. It was a smart decision. I don't blame him for it. I have on here, we need to discuss reorganization and possible votes. My 3-year term is coming up, and I'm going to renew it, but maybe it might be time to give somebody else a chance at the chair or reconfigure our positions here, but we can wait for Nick to have that conversation. Carol, is there any position on this board that you might be interested in?
That I'd be interested in, no.
We need a secretary pretty badly.
No, I don't want to be anything.
Awesome. Awesome.
I have all the knowledge up here from all the historical things that are going on, but other than that.
Advisory.
Somebody
I've been
needs
around
to.
too long and too old to take care of these other things now. You can just pick my brain.
And the other thing on here was to designate the chair sole signatory authority for the WB Mason invoices and the Gatehouse Media invoices.
And that's a good move. I was that signatory.
Correct.
But
But
not anymore.
But now he's not on the EDC anymore, so he can't sign the papers for us.
I'd make a motion that you could be the sole signatory on those two things.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman could be, maybe we should use the word chairman,
Yep,
and we don't have to worry about who it is.
yes, that's a good idea.
Good point.
I second that.
Okay, we'll need a roll call vote.
Carol Bottom, yeah.
Scott Duncan, aye.
Luke McNeil, aye. Passes. So who made that motion? Was it Carol?
Carol.
Carol made the motion. Just a second, let me take it down.
So the motion was the chair, not Luke.
Correct,
But Luke is the chair, so it is Luke.
correct. And motion to add sole signature to
Be
chair.
authorized to sign, what exactly is it? It's the gatehouse, and what was the other thing?
Gatehouse Media and WB Mason, so that's for like business cards and stuff.
Right, okay.
And did we also want to put the land glide thing on here? Because that's going to come up next year, or you'll be able to take care of that.
Yeah, let's put that on.
Yeah, throw it on there
All
too.
right. Are you good with that too?
Yeah.
All right.
So
We have to make a remotion.
Again?
Yeah, let's just do that. Can we make a
Make a
remotion?
motion that the chair be allowed to sign, what is the exact word?
Gatehouse Media,
Gatehouse bills for Gatehouse Media,
WB Mason
WB Mason.
and Google Landglide.
Land, what is it, Land what?
Land Glide. GLIDE.
Oh, Landglide, right. And was there one more?
Those three.
Those three.
Those three.
Okay, motion made by Carol.
Carol made the motion,
Second it.
seconded. Roll call vote.
Carol Goggins, aye.
Scott Duncan, aye.
Luke McNeil, aye. The motion carries. Now I can sign those things. We still, my understanding is that we still have to vote that I'm gonna sign them, right? It's not like I can just walk in and sign stuff.
I'm sure we'd have to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Not for Gatehouse, those three items, you would just, the invoice will appear in the box,
Okay.
and you would just
Just sign and put it on our desk. Perfect.
And so everybody knows, Gatehouse Media is Worcester Telegram.
Right, so that's for advertising. It shows up on,
Advertising, zoning changes, this usage table regulation, if we go, if that's advertised, any public hearing notice.
it shows up on our expense report as advertising, correct? Just to make sure I'm looking at the right thing there.
Yeah, I would say advertising.
Yeah, I thought so.
The 420 bill was one of those rezones we did.
Carol, have you taken your conflict of interest training this year?
Not this year, you have to take it every year?
You gotta take it every year. It only takes 15 minutes. It's not that hard. It's not hard. You just gotta kind of read the thing and
I'll
click
take
through.
it before.
I mean, you read it very thoroughly before you click next, but it doesn't force you to. That's all I'm saying.
And it will correct your answers.
I did one of them the other day where it actually put a timer where it's 60 minutes. You just have to leave the tab open for 60 minutes and then you can come back and hit
60
complete.
minutes, that's how long it takes?
No, this one takes probably 10. It's fast.
Oh, okay.
Does anybody else have anything else that we have not reasonably anticipated? Carol?
No?
And then could we take a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor by roll call vote?
Carol Goggins, aye.
Scott Duncan, aye.
Luke McNeil, aye. So mote be. Everybody have yourselves a wonderful month, and we will see you again shortly.
So we adjourn at 8:04.
8:04.